In this video, we'll discuss the domain and range of inverses as they relate to the domain and range of the original function. We'll also, rather belatedly, give the notation for an inverse. If f of x has an inverse, and we'll see this is an if statement. Not every function does, but if f of x has an inverse, it's written as f with a -1 up here. And this is pretty unfortunate notation because it risks giving you completely the wrong idea. Usually, if something's raised to the negative first, that's the same as dividing by that something. That's not what's going on here. The inverse of f is not 1 divided by f. Now that we have our notation, we can easily ask the following question. If we know the domain and range of f of x, what is the domain and range of f inverse? And the answer to this is easy if we have the proper intuition. Remember that functions and inverses undo each other. And this function has a domain, and it has a range. And this function takes values in the domain, and it maps them into the range. F inverse undoes that. It takes that value in the range and sends it back where it started. So remember that the domain is the set of inputs, the range is the set of outputs. This original function took this as an input and gave this as an output. The inverse took this as its input and gave this as its output. In other words, the domain and range are reversed. The domain of f of x is the range of the inverse. And and the range of f of x is the domain of the inverse. So for example, and I know we don't know how to find inverses yet, so I'm going to just ask you to take my word on this. F of x equals 1 divided by x minus 2 has as its inverse f inverse of x equals 2 plus 1 divided by x. This function has as its domain all the real numbers except for 2. You should be able to verify that. And that's the range of f inverse. We haven't really talked about finding ranges, but the range is all of the real numbers except for 0. Remember that the range is the set of valid outputs. If x minus 2 is positive, this fraction is positive. If x minus 2 is negative, this fraction is negative. If x minus 2 is 0, this fraction is undefined. So the output is either positive or negative or undefined. And there's a number that is none of those things and is consequently not a possible output. And you can see that 0 is not in the domain of the inverse. That would give you a division by 0 error.